Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Mark here, where we talk about the bad, the good, the ugly, all about pharmacy. And I'm here to always give you my honest truth about my experience, the knowledge that I have when it comes to pharmacy. I'm here to add value, guys. So I really hope you guys get something out of this video. I wish I had someone to give their honesty, in their videos, in their experience in general, during undergrad, graduate school, even after in life when it comes to pharmacy or in grad school in general. So I'm not sure if most of you have seen my video that I posted a year ago where I exposed myself and my route or road to success, as they say, through pharmacy school. So people have always commented on that video and have asked many questions, have put their input. Maybe many have reached out to me on Instagram Messenger, asking, for advice, just to talk to them because I know what it feels like. So I'm gonna make this video to answer, I think, the most demanding question out there that everyone's asking me. We can talk about all the millions of other topics, guys, in the future, but for this one, I always get the question once you hit rock bottom, how do you get yourself that motivation to go back into studying? Okay. So I believe there's one question, in my opinion, that you have to ask yourself to be successful and pass through these hard times and getting up from rock bottom. And it's not to study more, right? You can talk about that later, but this is not it. This is something more deeper to finding that motivation to get back up. But who am I to know, what question to ask or how to get up or these hard times? Because I failed not one, not two, but 3 pharmacy doctoral exams. What does that mean? So I failed the exams that allow me to be a pharmacist. I failed the exams that would have kicked me out of my residency if I didn't pass the second time. I failed the exam that wouldn't give me a job to pay off my 6-figure loan. I failed the exam that my parents worked so hard for me to see that I just failed, and my future was kind of up in the air at this point. I failed the exam that would never have me, recover from, and the fact that I spent 10 plus years in education and schooling, it meant nothing. It all was a waste because I failed the exam. So I hit rock bottom. I felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel, which everyone said, right before graduation. And I knew I was going through grad school to fulfill your dreams, but my dreams are all shattered now. How am I supposed to, get back up and fulfill those after I failed the exams? So you could say I know a little bit about failing and what it means and what it feels right. If you're watching this video, you're probably in the same position, and I know what you're feeling. Trust me, I know, and I get it. It feels empty, you feel lonely, but do you really think you are the only one that has failed? If you look, whatever state you're in right now, looking at the NAPLEX or CPJE for Californians, or the MPJE, well, soon for even California too, look at the pass rate. It's really low. You're not the only one, but no one is out there to tell you, oh yeah, I failed too, don't worry. No one does that. Everyone's embarrassed. They're like, oh my gosh, all my friends passed, I didn't pass. We'll talk about that. So what is the most important question to ask yourself? And what did I have to get myself to answer to get back on my feet and stay motivated? From my previous video, guys, a year ago, I found out I failed in the NAPLEX, and then literally a few hours later, I knew I failed the MPJE. So it was, I didn't have even time to recover, right? So trust me, I know what it feels to lose all the motivation to study again and to get back on your feet, hitting that super, 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 super far rock bottom experience. So the $1 million question, or 6-figure question, since you'll be making that once you graduate, hopefully, is why? What do you mean, why, Mark? Obviously, everyone's why is I want to succeed, I want to pass, which is right, which is your why. This may sound easy, but it's not. You have to sit there and meditate, go for a walk. It took me a while sitting in bed, probably crying my eyes out at that point, probably, of really understanding why you want to succeed. Because that is the only way for you to find motivation. It's not to go back and studying a different way, which might be. But I'm talking about before you get to that studying point, why, right? Why do you need to succeed? Because that's only going to make you convert from hitting rock bottom to getting that motivation back to get right back up to studying or whatever you have to do. That's different. Okay. So I have like notes down here, guys. So I don't want to miss anything for you guys. So why do you need to get back up to study? Why can't you just give up? Why do I need to pass? These are some questions I've written down here, right? What's the internal flame inside of you guys that's like telling you to get back up, right? And you need to find that, okay? For example, for me, this is personal. I don't think I ever told this to anyone, but when I told my parents that I failed the NAPLEX, my first exam that I failed, I felt like my parents, as parents, they said, "Don't worry, you can take it again. It's okay." But I felt their not disappointment, but their sadness that they were like sad for me because this is like the last thing I needed to do to be successful, right, in the pharmacy world, to be licensed and to go practice pharmacy, make money, and go start my, post grad life, right? But of course, they didn't tell me that, but I could sense it. So that was my why. They were my number one supporters and fans during undergrad and graduate school, even though I failed. And they still told me not to worry. But I was worried, and I knew they were worried, but they didn't want to tell me. And I can hear their disappointments and sadness. So that was my why. Why did I need to get back up, not feel sorry for myself, get back into studying? Because I did not want to disappoint my parents who've worked so hard in their whole life, right? And make them proud. That was my personal why. Okay. A lot of people have reached out to me, and when I was through many questions and dialogue with them, I tried to dig deep in people's conversations to find that why. I get people are sad, people are all this, but it's like, if you sit down there or like have someone actually ask you the right questions to find that why. So I'll give you two examples of people who reached out to me and I found their why. So you can get an idea of what I'm trying to get at in terms of why you need that motivation by answering that question. So I had someone reach out to me. So I'm going to go through the whole conversation, but pretty much she was a mother. She was married. And she had 2 kids. And she told me that if she didn't pass, right, she would not be able to provide for her kids, put a roof over their heads, food on the table, because their dad or her husband was working 2 jobs at that time for her while she was in school and going through all that, and it was too much on him. So she felt like if she did not pass, her kids would get hurt from that, and her husband. Now, I don't know what's more motivating for that person or in general for a mom or a dad with kids or just even significant others together working to make sure they provide for their kids or for their significant others. That is great motivation. You get right back into that studying because you have people counting on you. That then leads to a second person who reached out to me. They felt like they also disappointed their coworkers, their like managers, while they were still like interns, and they were kind of also shocked, and they were straightforward with them saying, "Oh, we thought you would have passed and all this stuff. And that made the person feel kind of like, oh my gosh, like they were counting on me. I made them feel bad. Um, like they worked so hard to like train me and all this stuff, and I failed them. So that was enough motivation for them, to get back into it. So what was the why for that person? Was I didn't want to disappoint my coworkers. I wanted to prove myself. Okay. Now, my personal example and those examples were more like outward, like other people, disappointing other people, counting on other people. However, your why can also be, I don't want to say this in the bad way, don't take it the wrong way, but it can be selfish. It can be like, no, I am so and so. I know I can pass this. Everyone's making fun of me. Everyone knows I'm smart. I have like a reputation to hold, which is okay. I have haters to prove wrong. A lot of people out there, motivational wise, say, oh, you shouldn't use, their haters or those people who have all told you, oh, you're not going to succeed, you're not going to be successful. You could use that to your benefit, to your advantage, and being like, I have haters to prove wrong. And that's okay for that to be your why. Why why are you getting up? How do you find that motivation? Like, what are you doing? Why? Because I have haters to prove. I have to prove to myself also, that can be a why, that I can get through this. I've passed many years of graduate school. I know what I'm doing. I can do this. And this 200 plus whatever question exam will not be the end of me and my success story. This is why. So again, regardless of what your why is, you need to sit down and find your why. Why do you need to pass? Why do you need to be successful? And you use that to ignite that little small flame inside of you to get back into studying. Okay, now that's the first part. Second part, now I can do another video about it later, is about ways to study. I have a few videos already on that on my channel, but there's different ways. But you've gone through pharmacy school. I know you know how to study. And don't let those exams kind of define your whole years of being in school and all those exams and studying. No. Right? Those exams sometimes are so lucky in terms of what questions you get. So it's not you, right? You've studied, and if you're honest with yourself, you've studied well. You've studied a lot. Okay? Yes, granted, it's not an easy exam, especially the CPJE, those in California, but you've studied. But you need to find that motivation to get back on your feet, and I promise it's doable. Me, I'm a success story. So are many millions of other pharmacists out there who have never revealed that they failed, are super successful now, who have also had a hard time, hit rock bottom, and got back up. You are not alone. You are definitely not alone. There's tons of groups out there. I'm here. Reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's dig in. Let's find that why. So I hope this video was beneficial, guys. Again, welcome to the channel. If you find this any benefit, subscribe, like, comment below with any of your questions or comments, and I'm pretty sure 100% of the time reply to all the comments. So please, if you guys have any feedback as well, again, my YouTube channel, the bad, the good, the ugly, everything but pharmacy related, super uncut, not editing this video. It's just going to be me having a conversation with you, or this camera, with you, and just take what you take from it, and then that's all. Thanks, guys, and take care. Have a good day. Bye, guys.